second day of working on the K100. I know I said I wasn't going to make or start this, at least, until 2021, but I'm not going to go any further on this, I promise you. I just want to see if it starts. I've obviously spent the money on buying it and getting it over here. I was quite lucky in the fact that I got a courier company to actually bring it for me. It's quite nice. It means that I don't have to lug it over in a van or anything. That was refreshing. So, the K100 doesn't start. As I mentioned in a previous video, the key barrel was taken apart because the previous owner had lost the key. So the key barrel fits in there and then allows you to, there we go, switch it on and off with that, without the need for a key. Handy. So as far as I know, it wouldn't start because of electrical issues. There's something wrong with the bike that doesn't allow it to start. Now we can kind of go through the systems of finding out what's what with a volt multimeter, but I'm simply going to plug a battery into it and see where that takes me. It might be something so obvious it doesn't need much work. So it doesn't have a battery. The last battery was drained and taken out. I'm not sure why they took it out or why they didn't just leave it in there, but it doesn't have a battery. So what I'm going to use is my trusty anti-gravity battery. For the size of it, this is brilliant. I mean, look at the size of it. Well used. I've used it across all sorts of different motorbikes. Let's put it in. Take that side panel out. Put this battery in first. I mean, I'm always in the habit of putting the positive in first. Battery in place. Let's turn the switch. There's a light on in the dash. Okay, I've got a warning light. Got a battery light. And it's in second gear. But it's not. It should be in neutral. No, it's in neutral. Okay. I know there might be a neutral switch on this. I might have to put it in neutral, but still it should have a clutch override. Nothing. Okay, nothing. Probably something to do with that. The clutch should override that. Alright, that's first, but it's saying third on the dash. Do you know what? That that causes concern. Neutral is second, second is third, and the rest, here. Let's go down. Fourth, third, second, first, and then neutral. It's spinning quite nice there. Because that's definitely neutral. Then first, yeah, right. Doesn't want to start because it can't find neutral, or the computer can't find neutral, I should say. Neutral works. As you can see, it goes through all the gears fine, so at least that's one good thing. The gears aren't messed up. The clutch being pulled in should override it. So there's a thought that the sensor on the clutch isn't working. It's pretty much just the joining of two wires, so that when the clutch is pulled, the connection is made. I mean, there's two things I could do. Is that a fuel pump? Could be a fuel pump noise. That's interesting. The indicator all of a sudden wants to start flashing. Why do you want to do that now? How do you cancel the indicators? Let's take the battery out. I've got no idea what's going on there. Got this weird little noise coming out. Hasn't done that before. Right, so there's two things I can do. I can actually look at the clutch. I mean, the wire's deep in there. Or I can actually go straight to the problem and see what's wrong with my gear selecting sensor, which I know is in here. I know for a fact that it's 3 yellow wires and a brown wire. So it can only be this. That is my guess. Yellow and brown, yellow and blue, and the yellow and red or something, is it? I could go to the bother of buying a new sensor and fitting it in. The location of the sensor is behind that swing arm then. So it means me taking everything off, taking the swing arm off, getting in there, buying a new sensor, and I think the sensors are probably about £50. Or I can simply bypass it. I've seen people having a solution of using 4 relays all set up in a specific way that then bypasses your neutral switch. I've got a much easier way, and that is to just short it all. Here we go, this is my solution to how I'm going to cheat it. Typical. This is my solution on tricking the entire thing into thinking it's in neutral. What I'm going to do is just poke each one of these into this connector here, join them all, so they're all joined onto the brown. So all 3 wires are joined onto the brown. Essentially how this wiring system is set up is a bit like the old-fashioned computers which used relays. Those 3 yellow wires are your 3 signals that can be either open and closed. I'm probably going to put a chart up on here on what all the different states are. But essentially, when all 3 yellow wires are connected to that brown wire, that should deliver a neutral signal onto the dash here. So that is pretty much what I'm doing. Here we are. This is so makeshift. Right, don't try this at home, kids, because this could go either one way or another. It could go good or it could go bad. Now there's probably a reason that people fit relays onto these rather than doing what I'm doing to try and delete the need for a gear counter on the dash. But heck, what's the worst that can happen? I've got a fire extinguisher in the corner there. If there's a fire, simply put it out. If what I'm saying is right, there should be a neutral on the dash. Let's try, let's reconnect the battery. I've reconnected the battery and that noise is there again. There we go. Amazing. Oh, let's try the choke. Indicator's gone off now. Nearly. You can do it. Remember, this is the first time it started since 1998. Yes! Oh, so close, so close. Okay, that's a good sign. And it's revving. Excellent. I like it when that happens. Okay, it's a bit stinky in here. I should have really opened the door. There we go, we've got a door and a window open now. So that's good news. Good news. Right, I just want to point out to everyone, yes, I've put fresh petrol in this bike and I've also given it an oil change. I'm not going to show me doing that because you all know what putting petrol in a bike looks like and what an oil change looks like. So I didn't really want to bore you with any of that, but this is good news. This means that the bike that I have parted a bit of money with actually works. It sounded good to me in terms of there's no obvious knocking or anything like that. Everything needs a clean. Fuel injectors probably need properly testing. My knowledge on fuel injectors admittedly is quite limited, but I know the different kinds of spray that they should do. There are ways of testing it. I'll probably hand that bit over to other people to do, and whilst the engine's being done up nicely and everything like that, I might as well do all that to it. I don't know yet if and when it needs a new clutch or anything like that. What I will do is put a blanket over it now and put it to rest. But before I do start stripping it down next year, I do want to take it out for a ride and see how it performs in its stock state. So at least then I know if and when I need to do anything to it. But that is it, that is good news. So if you haven't checked out already, check out, I'll put a link to the video at the end of this, on what this is gonna look like. I don't know what to call it. Might call it Fury or something like that. But I'm happy, I'm a happy man that this bike that came in with problems and issues actually, considering it hasn't been started since 1998 because there was an electrical issue, and all the electrical issue was a busted gear selecting sensor and a busted clutch sensor. I was really lucky in that. That was the first thing I saw, is that it wasn't selecting the gears and that the neutral light wasn't coming on. I was lucky. So if you like what you see, subscribe, follow me on Instagram as well. Visit fortheballofindustries.com if you want to find out any merchandise on there. And most importantly, there's a few more exciting updates coming up. There is an announcement that I really can't wait to tell you all about. It's regarding TFX suspension, so that is so exciting. And as well, all the other bits. So there'll be the Ducati video, the Mongrel video. My girlfriend will be back from Powder Coasters. There's so much going on. So until next week's episode, have fun out there.